What is going on? Damn, man, we made it back. We made it back again. Man, shout out to everybody out there at the Core Plantation doing what they need to do to survive. Roll call, man. Shout out to everybody all over the United States of America. Shout out to the homegirls in Arizona. Shout out to all my peoples in Vegas. Vegas hot. It's hot to the motherfucker. God damn. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Shout out to the homegirl Shawnee in Philly, homegirl Erica in Florida. Shout out to my brothers James Youngblood and my brother David from No Compromise. Shout out to my brother David from Compromise. David from No Compromise is really handling business right now. So he ain't got time for y'all bullshit. Nah, I'm just fucking with y'all. Shout out to my brother James Youngblood as well. I want to ask him questions on his platform. I like asking the questions, man, because I be wanting to hear what they got to say. So that's why I be liking to ask the questions. We trying to get a Q&A going. Hopefully we can do it soon. Hopefully tomorrow. I got to hit my brother David up. So shout out to him. Shout out to the homegirl Jerica, also in Vegas. And shout out to my homegirl Melina, all the way in North Carolina, a.k.a. North Kakalaka. Shout out to y'all. Man, we got a good one. No, we ain't talking about the Lakers, and we ain't going to talk about that. We might talk a little bit about LeBron, but it'll be in a different context. But your boy, Timothy Lohan Lowman or whatever, who shot and killed Tamar Rice. That motherfucker was back working again. Oh, y'all didn't think that he was just gonna go away. So we're gonna talk about how everybody thinks Donald Trump's gonna go to prison and all this other shit, but a little lonely fucking race soldier is just gonna be moved somewhere else. So if a lonely race soldier is gonna be moved somewhere else, what do you think they did? What do you think that they would do with the dominant society billionaire? Let's talk about it. Man. Look, I'm trying to see. I was looking up some audio. Let's see what they say. Here, let's see what they say. Let's see. We're going to see what they say. I'm just looking up some.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us.
Tonight, a northern Pennsylvania borough is facing scrutiny after the swearing in of the police officer who fatally shot Tamir Rice in 2014.
Timothy Loman shot and killed the 12-year-old outside of the Cadell Rec Center and was later fired for lying on his police application. 3 News investigator Marissa Sines tells us about Loman's.
Now, since we want to talk about the Democrats and Republicans and all this other sucker shit, right? Because, they put that shit in front of you to distract you from all the other bullshit they got going on. They up here hiring another white supremacist right up under everybody's nose. Oh, we'll just move you somewhere else. Don't even worry about it. Fuck these dumb niggas. They got enough to be worried about. We'll just put you somewhere else. Don't even worry. Just let the smoke settle. I'm sure Darren Wilson, who killed Michael Brown, will be reporting to another district, being a police officer, killing more niggas. I'm pretty sure Laquan McDonald's officer that shot and killed him, he's working somewhere else. I'm pretty sure the murderer who killed Philando Castile, he's probably working somewhere else too. So I just wanted to bring this to y'all attention because, see, when people start talking about the same thing, you know me, I'll deviate. Anybody who listens to this shit, I'm going to find some other shit that we need to talk about. Because we can only talk about LeBron and the Lakers and all that sucker shit for so long. Now we got to move on to the next goddamn thing. Because LeBron is not that important to me, or the Lakers organization are not that important to me, where I'm not going to allow myself to be distracted. So we're not going to talk about that in that context.
Job and why he may already be on his way out.
There's outrage tonight stretching from Cleveland to Pennsylvania.
It was really pathetic and sad that anybody will give this man a job.
Why on earth would you do that?
Because it's called the system of racism and white supremacy. And if you're not establishing, if you're not even trying to remotely establish a system of justice, then what are you doing? You're just maintaining the system.
Timothy Loman, seen here in this Facebook photo posted by Tioga Borough's Council President Steve Hazlitt, being sworn in as a police officer by the mayor, David Wilcox.
He seems shamelessly determined to inflict himself on other communities.
A rural small town in northern Pennsylvania. Now the second police department Lohman has been sworn.
Look, y'all need to see this. These white people got these Black Lives Matter. You know why? They don't bring, look, let me tell you something about the dominant society. This is one thing we need to understand. When the dominant society has their state set up and their city set up the way they want, they don't want no bullshit. So if they got to go out there and act like they are for black folk, they'll do that just so you don't bring the bullshit in their city, in their town. See, y'all have to understand how this system works. You can't just, they for us. No, they just don't want the bullshit coming over there. They don't want nobody rioting. They don't want no bullshit. So they like, you know what? We'll stand up and hold the Black Lives Matter signs. Fuck that, because we don't want that shit coming over here. Because they know that this cop who shot Tamir Rice, that was national news. So the dominant society is very intelligent. They're the masters of confusion. So that's very intelligent, and to be like, nah, fuck that. We don't want this motherfucker over here because we don't want that bullshit out here. So very intelligent, because I'm looking at the video. You go look it up. They all holding they signs, Black Lives Matter is in PA, because they don't want that bullshit where they at. I'm telling you, there's a lot of cities and towns and states where you're going to go there and you'll probably be received a little differently as long as you ain't causing no chaos or fucking they shit up. And that's what it is.
Into since the fatal shooting of Tamir Rice. In 2018, Lohman resigned from the Bel Air Police Department in Southeast Ohio, just days after being hired. In 2012, Lohman resigned after only 6 months with the Independence Police Department, after he was told he'd be let go for, quote, dismal handgun performance and emotional issues. Lohman was fired in 2017 from the Cleveland Police Department for lying on his job application.
Timothy Lohman should never have a job nowhere across the country after murdering my son.
Facts. No feelings. All facts. And y'all noticed Tamir Rice's mom, she's not smiley, and she's very matter of fact, and she speaks exactly to the point, and she gets the fuck on. She don't want to do no hugging and none of that shit.
Wilcox is now reversing the decision to hire Lohman after a protest today, saying Lohman won't patrol at all.
I make his schedule, so I would determine the day that he's actually patrolling, yes.
So never.
At this point, it's not happening.
The former Cleveland...
Now, did y'all hear that, white man? Yeah, I make his schedule. What did I just say? I just watched this video. I'm telling you right now, those dominant society people are like, fuck that. We don't want that shit here. Don't bring him here. We don't want our city on national news because y'all done fucked up and hired a cop that y'all know killed a black kid. So, get his ass up out of here and let somebody else go hire him. See, y'all have to understand how this system works. They're not trying to bring no more unwanted attention in these little rural hold-on towns. They like, nah, fuck that. No, we don't give a fuck if we in trailer parks, none of that shit. He can't work over here.
A police officer faced a scrutinous trial in the court of public opinion after he shot and killed 12-year-old Tamir Rice twice in November of 2014. The call into police about a, quote, guy with a pistol later determined Rice was playing with a pellet gun.
When you talk about police reform, I'm having some doubts there, because how do you reform the police department when you put in police officers back as police officers in different states, different counties?
That's why he went there. And let me tell you, it was probably some white person who watched the news and was familiar what he is and what he did, and probably started texting all them white people and was like, we got to get ahead of this. They about to hire that motherfucker that shot that black kid in Cleveland. And guess what? Them white people were like, Oh, you should have saw the picture. It was 1,000. It was no niggas. It was a whole bunch of white people out there, though. And let me tell you why they doing it. Because they like, you're not bringing that bullshit out here. See, that's what I call being on code. They wasn't dancing and twerking and playing hip hop and art. Like they didn't make it a spectacle. Them motherfuckers was out there. They had that, because it's a dude that I guess he's the sheriff out there, and he swore him in, and then they was all out there waiting for him, like what, like basically, what you doing? And that's what you heard him say. Hey, I make his schedule and all. Them white people was like, well, basically, we don't give a fuck about you making his schedule. He can't work here, because y'all not finna have that circus come the fuck out here. So you better send him somewhere else. And that's why they on his ass.
counties.
Yeah, Wilcox told the embassy affiliate in that area that city council did not allow him to see Lohman's resume when they interviewed him for the job. He told protesters today what's next is for city council to have an emergency meeting and for the community to join, voicing their opinion about Lohman's employment. Russ, Laura.
All right, Marissa, thank you.
Ooh, let me see if I can find something else. Let me see if I can find something else. Let's see. Let's see if we can find it or not, because you know how they are. Let's see if we can find it. I just want to play one more thing, because that is very interesting that they would move him. But what did I tell y'all? When y'all work at these corn plantations, and oh yeah, this VP, he was talking crazy. He said some racist. They gonna fire him. No, they not. They just gonna put his ass somewhere else so he go steal somewhere else. That's how the system of racism and white supremacy works. They just move you somewhere else. They don't fire white folk. You better ask Lou Walton. Man, for real. All right, here we go.
Police officer who shot and killed 12-year-old Tamir Rice has been hired in West Virginia now. According to Cleveland.com, Timothy Lohman is now part of the force in the town of White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. Lohman had previously joined a Pennsylvania police force in 2022, but resigned shortly thereafter.
Uh-huh. So I just wanted to play that. And the reason why I wanted to play that, because I wanted y'all to understand exactly.
The psychological profile did make him destined.
No, we don't want to hear that bullshit. Yeah, get your ass up out of here. But yeah, don't y'all find that funny? Y'all don't find that the least bit funny? Well, I do, because that's how it works. If you worked at the corn plantation long enough, you will see. I done seen so many anti-black racist people get moved around for all the racist complaints that they receive. But let me tell you something. You know what happens was differently? When white folks start complaining about the racism. Then they'll start doing something because it's their system. Now, I've seen situations where I've seen directors, managers and shit just be racist and fuck and never get fired, never get touched. And I've seen situations where I've seen some anti-black racism. And I've just seen some just white folk part of the dominant society that you would like, damn, they ain't gonna never fire them motherfuckers. They do whatever they want. Until other dominant society people join in. And then once they join in, that reign of terror is over with because it's their system. And they know white folk will go. They know once the dominant society believes in something so blindly, they'll go out there and protest like a motherfucker. They'll be on the news. They'll jeopardize their jobs. You know why? Because they go get another one. That's why I be telling people, don't be jumping in their affairs. Let them protest. Let them do that. Sucker. Go ahead. You go ahead and do that. You change the system. You see us over here struggling to change it, you'll change it. You replace the system of racism and white supremacy and establish a system of justice, meaning the racial group that needs the most constructive help receives the most constructive help, meaning tell us what's being said when we're not in the room. That's what I'm saying. So don't jump in it. You know, it was a situation, you deal at the corn plantation, you try to tell you try to tell our people, but our people, they don't listen. A lot of the time, they don't want to listen. And you know what it is? Because they don't want another black person telling them about this system. Because they want to live in imaginary land. Because a lot of people want to take the blue pill smoothie. Or they want to put the blue pill in the sea moss and take it. Or they want to put it, you know, they want to drink it, you know, they want to put it in they sweet potato pie or some shit like that. That's what they want to do. And just stay asleep. And then when they meet somebody like me, and I'm like, look, this is not how this system is constructed. And y'all shouldn't be giving advice to other racial groups of what they should be doing within this system, because they will find a replacement job. They will go to another corporate plantation. You will not. It'll be 10 times as hard for you. It was even a situation that I witnessed before where these sisters, they're trying to help a dominant society person. Oh, calm down. Don't be so emotional. And that's how they get you. And I'm laughing. I'm like, bro, he can find a job anywhere. You can't. You know, I'm looking at them like, I don't know why y'all trying to help him. It got to the point where I was telling them certain things about how the infrastructure of corporate plantations work. They didn't want to believe shit I had to say, y'all. And I've been talking about the corn plantation since I started this podcast, and a lot of y'all have vetted out what I've said about the corn plantations and have come back to me and been like, man, Warren, you're not lying. Erica, Shawnee, my sisters, David, James, all that. Now look, I ain't read as much books as my brother Dave from No Compromise and James Youngblood. That's why I always point to them as my OGs. But God damn it, when it comes to that corn plantation, I'm on top of that motherfucker. I'm the Dr. John Henry Clark of the corporate plantation. Cause it ain't shit. I can close my eyes and if I told y'all some of the shit that I've witnessed and seen and been through, y'all be like, damn. So it's just so funny, and I'm glad that I've read a little bit, because if I didn't read a little bit, I would be frustrated with my people. Because what was happening, I'm trying to give them insight on the infrastructure of the corporate plantation and how it actually works. I'm telling them, y'all can't be emotional. You need to read these policies and procedures, understand what you're doing and what you're signing. You know, they argue me tooth and nail. And then the way the dominant society person did everything I said, and he's like, hey man, you know, Warren is right. Then everybody wanted to agree with me. It's the white man's ice is colder. I'm like Cassie sometimes. We got a long way to go. For real. You know what I mean? A lot of us don't want to be awakened. A lot of us want to just take the blue pill. If we could, we'd take the blue pill 3 times a day. Like it's medication. Hey man, Warren, we gotta go. Oh no, man, I can't go, man. What, man? I gotta take my blue pill, man. Man, just take it when we come back. I got to take it right now. But man, everything gonna be imaginary once you take that. I got to, man. That's exactly how a lot of us are. And I'm not saying other racial groups are not the same way, but I'm saying specifically when you're dealing with FBA, you know, we're emotional about stuff that really, when you look back at it, like, damn, I could have just read that and woo woo. And we all have that at times. I've been the same way. But as I get older, I'm not as emotional, and I kind of look at it differently. You know what I mean? And I just got to the point, you know, once witnessing it, I just got to the point where I was like, okay, well, I gave you the information. You don't want to listen, you on your own, fuck them. Everybody can't go. Everybody can't be awakened, and it is not my job to awaken everybody. I put the information out there. When I meet people at the corn plantation, either you accept it or reject it. If you reject it, cool. Ain't no love lost from me. I don't take it personal, and I just move the fuck on. It bothers me because we are so infantile in our thinking sometimes. Like, man, what is wrong with you? But then a lot of times I'm like, you know what? I don't have time. You either accept the information or you reject it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to do it because I don't have time to be arguing with my people while the dominant society is moving stone cold killers from one precinct to another. And PA hired him too. Then they started protesting and he resigned because they probably told him to resign. And then they probably made some calls in Virginia. He thought, I'm going to go to Virginia. That's country. Ain't nothing but white folk. Them white folk like, you ain't bringing that sucker shit out here, motherfucker. We country. We got our goddamn mobile homes and shit like that, and we don't want no bullshit coming out here. And that's why they turn they back. You gotta get the fuck on out of here, and they will do that. What y'all think? Just because it's a Republican state, they don't want no bullshit. They don't want nobody marching, whining, repeating. They don't want no rioting. They don't want none of that sucker shit out there. That's why they's like, he can't stay here. So y'all need to figure out what the fuck y'all plan on doing, because he can't work here. And that's why they had the sheriff white-splaining and, we gotta have an emergency council meeting. Yeah. So while you sitting up there arguing your brother or your sister about information that you may be lacking in, the dominant society just moved people around the chessboard. Oh, you killed that black kid in Cleveland? Here, we'll get you a job in PA. And then the word got out there that he was working in PA. You can't work here. Oh, I'll make some calls in Virginia. They'll never figure this one out. They probably was like, oh shit. These motherfuckers is like, you can't work here. Guarantee you he'll go to Florida or he'll go to New York. Or he go to Connecticut. He's going to go work somewhere. Trust me. Until they write a law into Congress, whereas once you have been terminated for violating somebody's civil rights because of their racial orientation, you are not eligible to work in the United States of America as a police officer in law enforcement ever. Then motherfuckers will really start rethinking a lot of the bullshit that they do. And we will prosecute you to the full extent of the law. Meaning, if we got to take your house, your cars, everything, We're going to bleed you dry. What y'all think these police officers be doing? They be like, man, I'm not shooting no niggas. You know what happens when you shoot a nigga? Nigga, you lose everything, so fuck them. Oh, well. That's what Casa be doing. Casa be pulling niggas over and be like, hey, man, you speed here. Here go this ticket and get the fuck on. They ain't gonna be no get out the car and be gung-ho to want to shoot a nigga. They're not gonna do that. You know why they're not gonna do that? Because they know the consequences that they may face. But that is my time. I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. I might do a podcast before the July. I might not. Depends on what I got going on. But anyway, man, shout out to everybody out there. Go look up the story about that cop that killed Tamir Rice and see what the fuck he doing. Go look up them videos and see them white people. And don't, this isn't, oh, no, this is white people saying, you're not bringing that shit here. We're all on code. We will vote you out. When do y'all ever see a sheriff white-splaining to black people? No. When they do white-splain, they're reading a script. That sheriff was dressed in regular clothes and was like, look, I make your schedule. So right now he won't be on duty because he knows what'll happen. We need to take note of that. Go look it up. Guilty, nigga. I'm done. Peace.